Boom. Little less conversation, a little more action. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome to another Wednesday. Woohoo! We are here live on the Cedar River. As you can tell by my background, I'm in a slightly different place. There are some people in my normal place, just upriver a couple hundred feet. So let me show you where we are. Here we are. So normally I'm up the beach a little bit, but there are some people up there. But this is where we are in the shadow of the wonderful. I love bridges, I love trains, I love train trestles. And so we're right near the trestle here on the Cedar River. And I'm in a you can kind of see, slightly more dirt-like part of the shore rather than the sandy shore. So, not quite as comfortable, and my pointy ankles are getting a little sore from sitting here, but that's okay. I'm still outside, I'm still on the river. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're here and you're wondering what the heck are we doing here, we are going to do a pipe ceremony. So welcome. It's something I've been doing every week for over a year now, since pretty much toward the beginning of the pandemic. I started doing this live on Facebook in order to kind of set a weekly sacred space, healing space for people to gather virtually and to connect to Great Spirit, Creator, Goddess, God, whatever you want to call Source. But I just felt that was such an important thing, especially during such a worldwide global occurrence such as a pandemic, you know, when we're all kind of having to keep our distance and keep our space. It's even more important to connect inward and upward, right? And so fortunately, it looks like there's light at the end of the tunnel. We're starting to come through this. We got one weird little hair sticking out. Anyway, so welcome. My name is Patrick, and I will be your friendly neighborhood shaman for the evening. And I am going to set you down now. I got here a little early, actually, so I was doing some sewing. My altar cloth is kind of tattered, partially because, well, here, let me show you. This is my altar cloth. On the one side, it's like fleece. It's almost perfect, other than a couple of burn marks from smudging and such. But then on this side, I have this blue cloth that I am sewing onto the other side of the buffalo fleece, because that blue cloth, this blue cloth, tattered as it may be, is from a scarf fabric that I used as an eye covering, like a bandana type thing for the 2-year training I took with Sandra Ingerman. So that this cloth carries all the energy from that 2 years and some pretty intense shamanic journeying and experiences and discovery. And so I just wanted to be able to acknowledge that energy, carry that energy with me as I continue to do my shamanic stuff, especially my pipe ceremony. So that's what I was doing before you got here. And then I almost, I got here early, but I was almost late. I'm like kind of in a place of rediscovering my musical tastes. And So I have like a playlist that I used to listen to all the time, and I just started listening to it again, and it always amazes me how I can forget how important music is, especially, you know, the music that I love, the music that speaks to me. And what am I missing? So I've been listening to my music, and I was jamming away to Elvis, and I looked at the clock, and it was 6:59. I was like, oh crap. So that's why I am still setting up my altar, but that is okay, because everything unfolds in perfect harmony and perfect timing, and we're all in the right place at the right time. I believe that is everything. Woohoo! So, all right. So now that I'm set up and ready, I can welcome you once more again to the Wednesday night pipe circle. Like I said, the purpose of this, when the pandemic started, I just felt it part of my responsibility as a shaman and as a pipe carrier to help hold the light, to help hold the higher frequency of healing and wholeness, and not denying the darkness or the challenges that we were experiencing, but holding that kind of vibrant, expectant curiosity, and looking at where can we go from here? How do we utilize this shift to even a better step, a better place than we were before? And so that was the intention when I started this over a year ago. And plus, just to give people a place of hope, a place of stillness, to connect with spirit, to pray or meditate or connect in whatever way they connect. And I purposely put it in the middle of the week so that if people enjoyed it, they had, number one, they had something to look forward to. They had a place in the middle of their week that they can just come in, take a breath, take the world off their shoulders, connect virtually with other people who are on the same or similar paths, etc. And we are still here a year later. So thank you for being a part of that. I really super appreciate that. It's a perfect evening for a blended chai. It's not too cool, but it's not overly warm either, so just perfect. So thank you again for coming. Oh, let's see. I just came from my office and I forgot to grab my drum. So we have my little rattle, my mini rain stick. Maybe I should call it a drizzle stick. It's not really a full rain, but the first thing we're going to do, as with any ceremony, the first thing we do is create sacred space. We call in the spirits to hold space around us, to kind of surround us in that higher frequency bubble of love and light, which allows us to let down that guard, know we're being watched over, taken care of, and we can focus inward for our inner work, or whatever the ceremony pertains to. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I didn't bring my drum, is I'll use my handy dandy rattle and call in the spirits, the elements, the spirits of the upper world, the lower world, and the compassionate spirits of the middle world to hold us in love and light. Rattles and drums have been used for over 100,000 years. You know, shamanism is the oldest known spiritual practice. It goes back at least 100,000 years, and at the heart of shamanism is that. The rattle, the drum, that repetitive sound. And so, since we have been calling the spirits for those hundreds of years, thousands of years, now when the spirits hear a rattle or they hear a drum, it's like their attention comes full force. I always find it interesting that we just automatically give our babies rattles. And so just think about the baby in the crib rattling, talking to the ancestors, and talking to the spirits of the place, etc. And then we go and teach that out of them so they don't remember. But anyway, so I am going to go ahead and rattle in the directions, the spirits, to hold loving space for us so that we can do our own spiritual work. So. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the fae, the spirits of the land, and the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Bless us with your love and your light. All right. So we are in perfect love and perfect trust. Now that I have set that space, we are all virtually right here together on the banks of the Cedar River. So, and tonight is a full moon. I guess I think tonight's the official full moon. So, you know, just like nature, we all have our own inner cycles and flows, and because we are not just part of nature, we are nature. And so all of the things that we observe in and of the earth are taking place in us as well. And so one of those cycles, seeing as we are like 90% water or whatever that huge percentage is of water, and it's a full moon, we are affected. We have tides and flows in our bodies, and we are affected by everything around us in nature. And so working with those cycles, we can become even more powerful. And so tonight, there being a full moon, it's like the fruition. It's a time of abundance. It's a time of harvest. It's a time of recognizing the bounty. If you've been wishing for things, it's time to kind of count your blessings It's like the moon has been waning for a couple of waxing for a couple of weeks, wax on, wax off. And so that power, that light has been building and building and building until now it is at its pinnacle. And so whatever you've been trying to manifest, whatever you've been trying to create the past couple of weeks, it's time to thank. Even if they haven't quite come into fruition yet, it's a great time to count your blessings, to thank Spirit, even if you haven't yet gotten your prayers answered. It's one of the most powerful ways to pray is to pray in gratitude for those things that you haven't quite manifested yet. So this is a perfect time to do that. And seeing as the moon is at her full power right now, from this point forward for the next couple of weeks, she's going to be waning. Wane on. Just kidding. So that light is going to start to diminish. And so right now is the optimum time to release things. Just like the moon, who's going to begin diminishing her light until the new moon when she's totally dark. If you have things you're trying to release, habits, people, situations, whatever it is, right now is the perfect time to release those, because as the moon wanes, diminishes in light and power, so too do those things that we're ready to release. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. The people who were here left, but I keep hearing voices and stuff, so anyway. And there's people walking across the bridge, so we're putting on a show. Anyway. So for instance, if there's something you want to let go of, tonight is the perfect time to do that. And I'm trying to think of an example. For instance, okay, I had a client today who basically needed to release someone from her life. And so there are a number of ways of doing that. There's cord cuttings, I gave her this meditation to use, but so here in this circle, in this space, a safe space, and recognizing the divinity of all beings, all people. I'm just trying to go with the flow. I can feel this going in directions I wasn't expecting it to. And I'm kind of easing my way there, not sure if it's where I wanted to go. But, okay, thank you. The best way to release things, whether it's a person, place, or thing, or a habit, is to love it. If you're afraid of something or someone, or you hate them, or you want revenge, etc., that just binds them to you tighter. What you resist persists. You will never get rid of anything or anybody by hating them out of your life. The only way to do this, like in this example, like if you had someone in your life that just drains you or is toxic for you, recognize the divinity within them. Namaste, the divine in me sees the divine in you. See and recognize the divinity in that person, no matter what energy they give off, no matter what they are doing, who they are in their essence, just like everybody else, is divine light. The way they manifest in the world is different than who they are in their essence. And so by recognizing that and wishing them the best, like the advice I gave my client today was to write that person. I gave her a meditation to do where you picture yourself in a cave, and this is like a really powerful cord cutting exercise. You picture yourself in a cave, and when you look around the cave walls that surround you are vibrating with light. And so you put yourself in that cave, put a fire in front of you, a little campfire, and then the person or the thing or whatever it is on the other side of the fire that you're ready to let go of. Okay? And then ask to be shown the unhealthy or the toxic cords that bind you to that person, that tie you to that person or that thing. And then look down, and all of the cords that you see, rather than cutting them with a knife or a sword or whatever, unplug them from you and plug them into the walls of this cave. That way, they are still getting energy. You're plugging them into another light source. They're just not siphoning the energy off of you. So you're still plugging them into an energy source, and the benefit of that, the mutual benefit of that, is that they are still getting what they think they need from that light source, but it's not you. When people cut cords suddenly, like with a scissors or a knife or whatever, there can be this kind of whiplash. You know, you cut that cord, it's an energetic cord tying you to someone else. So you cut that, you're free, but they're going to feel that energy like a whiplash, and chances are they're going to seek you out to find out what happened. This way, you are taking that cord and plugging it in so they won't even notice that you're gone. They are getting their source from that cave, that divine light that makes up this cave, and you get to walk away clean, sovereign. So I thought I would share that with you. That's one that I tell clients when they need to cut cords. And then to further that, I told her to write that person's name on a piece of paper and hold that in front of them, read their name, and wish them all the best love and light and everything they need for their highest and best good, and do it sincerely, recognizing that divinity in them, and then light that piece of paper and either just put it in a fire pit or in like a smudging bowl or whatever you have, and just release it. Release them to their own highest good. You have nothing to do with it. You don't owe them anything. It's not your job to fix them. Your only job is yourself. So, you know, and tonight as I'm smoking, if you have something, a habit, ironically, if you're trying to quit smoking or quit vaping or something, or trying to give up feelings of inadequacy or fear or doubt, or trying to get out of a situation or whatever, when you see me blowing a puff of smoke out, feel free to attach whatever that is to that smoke and watch it disperse. It no longer has power over you. You release it. And I do that, I mean, when I'm doing pipe ceremony, that's what I do a lot, is if I have feelings that I'm trying to get through. I'll feel them, I'll bring them up, and I'll blow it into the smoke and out. So it's a really powerful thing. And when we do ceremony like that, I just saw a bird, but I don't know what it was. Come back! When we do ceremonies such as that, it brings together our spiritual selves and our physical selves in a congruence, into unity. It speaks to that. It speaks to our inner child, right? It's like our inner child loves magic and play and make believe and pretend. And so when we do this, we pretend we're wizards or whatever, and we're releasing these people to their own goodwill. It's like it speaks to that inner child. It's part of the healing of that inner child as well. And it just puts you in a state of alignment, a holistic alignment on every level, and emotionally, mentally, physically, everything. That's why ceremony is so powerful. But so like tonight with the full moon, if there's something you're trying to release, tonight is the optimal time to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say about that. I think that makes sense. I think that is pretty plain. But also, if you have things you're praying that you want or whatever, feel free to pray for that as well, to set your intentions, to manifest whatever it is. A lot of times when I do my shamanic journeys, a lot of times my two questions are, what is my next step for my highest good? And then what do I need to let go of in order to take that step? So if that is helpful to think about that tonight, just to ask yourself, meditate, whatever, and connect in and ask, what is my next step? And what do I need to release in order to take that step? I did that, and I mentioned Sandra Ingerman's training that I took. And one of the things we did in there was, we did that exact thing. As shamanic practitioners and teachers, what was our next step and what did we need to release in order to step into that power? And my dragon showed up, Mike, big blue dragon, and it was like, I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes when I'm talking to people, they'll say something and I'll see the words in my head, or I'll say something and I'll see the words, spelled out in my head. I asked him that, what do I need to release? And the word obligation popped up, full caps, huge, in front of me. And then Mike just let go, loosed the flames, and just and burnt that down. And that was years ago, and I am still working on that. It's amazing how subtle some of these things can be. So, when you pray for something or you're trying to release something and it either doesn't work right away or it seems to, and then it comes back, remember the cycles. Remember, life is not a straight line, and that healing is a process. And just because it didn't take the first time doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean it's impossible. In fact, the only reason it's probably coming back the second time is to deepen your awareness of it, to, life is not a circle, life is a spiral. And so on the spiral, you encounter something, right? Put it like that. You encounter something on the spiral, you deal with it, you move, you come back around, and boom, you hit it again, but you're a level up. That problem, that situation, that issue is not the same as the one that you encountered the first time. You're looking at it from a whole level up. And so it's an opportunity to really take care of it. Sometimes it's kind of a nudge from the universe, say, hey, you really want to get rid of that? You sure you don't want to keep that around or whatever? And so, life is a process. And my guides are showing me, a turntable, a record, vinyl records. If you got a skip in a record, so you've got for those who haven't had record players or records, the needle would be in the groove that would spiral around the record album. And if there was a skip in it, if something happened to that track, and the needle would skip or would go into a different thing, it's like it was really hard to get it back. And so what we usually did was we would stack pennies on the needle to weigh it down so that it would stay in that track. And usually if we did that for long enough, it would dig that track in, and so you wouldn't need the pennies anymore. But it's just like your spiral coming around in your life, encountering these issues. It may take more than once around the spiral to really dig in deeper where that is no longer an issue. And it's a process, it's an opportunity. And I know that sounds like platitudes and airy-fairy stuff, but it is true, it's practical. Your life is a process, it's not just a one and done. Growing is the point of your life. Learning is the point of your life. Evolving is the point to your life. And that's how we learn, that's how we evolve, is by encountering discomfort and issues and challenges, etc. So anyway, for what that was worth, there you go. All right. So for those of you who are watching that have not experienced a pipe ceremony before, or if you haven't been in one of mine, I will do a quick description of what's going to happen, just so you know. I'm trying to get comfortable. If you weren't here at the beginning, I'm on a harder, rougher, more dirt part of the shore than the sandy one that I'm usually on. So I have pointy ankles, and so when there's no give to the ground, my ankles get sore. So anyway, if you haven't been to a pipe circle before, if this is new to you, this is the sacred pipe. Okay? You've got the stem, which is the masculine, the divine masculine, and you've got the bowl, which is the divine feminine. So when I put them together, it's like the yin-yang, it's all of creation. Masculine, feminine, diet and lark, light and dark, hard and soft, all of those things we see as opposites coming together as the one universe, the divine source energy that encompasses all. And so what it looks like, I will do a prayer, ask for permission to smoke in this place at this time, and then Assuming I get a yes, I will put the pipe together. I will put 4 pinches of tobacco into the bowl. And then I will sing a song. I have a song that White Buffalo Catwoman taught me that she asked me to sing before each ceremony that I facilitate. So I'm going to sing that song at that point. Oh, and when I put those 4 pinches of tobacco into the bowl, I will say some prayers, but that part is out loud, so you will hear that. Let's see. Then I will light the pipe, and I will blow breath blessings, smoke blessings in the 4 directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, to all my relations, and to Creator. And then I will do a silent prayer with the bowl to my heart and the stem to my forehead. And then I will come back, relight the pipe, and then I will blow a big puff of smoke at my camera. And that is my blessing from my heart through that smoke, through the magic of the internet and the holographic universe coming through and going into your heart. Then I will continue to blow breath blessings, etc. Sit quietly, do more puffs. And like I said, anytime you see me puffing out, feel free to connect your prayers to that. When I put the pipe together, as long as the pipe stays together, it's like one giant prayer. I'm trying to pad my pointy ankles so that I can be comfortable. And then just whatever way that you connect with Spirit, do that. You can pray, meditate, dance, chant, whatever it is that connects your heart to Spirit. That is what this space is for. So then, when it feels complete, I will say another prayer. There will be another song, and then I will take the pipe apart. And then we'll probably talk for a little bit longer. I don't know about what, but I never do because they never tell me until it's time to talk. So we'll see what my guides want me to talk about. And then we will release those spirits that are so graciously holding space for us. And that will be that. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start any of that, I'm going to light some sage to bless and smudge all these things on my little altar here. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. All right. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, I send a voice. I ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All my guides and guardians watch over me as I smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shanadisi, Magikiwis, and Wobus. There is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all my relations come smoke with me. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, spirit realm and our ancestors. May all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo cattleman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Yo. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Yo. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Yo. grandmother, grandfather, eagle, I send a voice. I thank you for our lives. I thank you for these moments, the stillness, the connection. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your support. Thank you for holding us in your unconditional love always. Thank you for taking from us that which separates us from our divine light. Aho. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi, ihi, ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi. Aho. Whew. Wow. Did you feel that? That was powerful. Holy cow. One thing that came to me to say was, if you're like me, during the full moon, emotions rise, it's hard to sleep, you feel pulled and out of control. And just like the ocean, you know, the moon pulls on us. Grandmother Moon tugs on us, pulls on us, but know that it's a friendly universe. Know that Grandmother Moon loves you, and all of that tugging and that pulling, that is those emotions that come up, they are coming up to be released. She is helping. It's like, I'm trying to think of what, I think I like it. I am not a medical expert, so I don't know if this is really how it works, but I know, like, when people have toxins in them, etc., you know, they feed you charcoal in order to kind of draw all the toxins in so they can be released. That's what Grandmother Moon is doing right now. She's pulling the toxins, all those old belief systems that you're worthless, that you're inadequate, all of those false beliefs and thoughts, all those false emotions. The emotions themselves are valid, but they are based in fallacy, because you are, in your essence, divine light and divine love. There is no other truth. Anything that makes you feel small, that says you're not worthy, those beliefs are false. They are untrue. And so at the time of the full moon, when those emotions start to run high and we kind of try to run away from them, when we run away from them, that just empowers them. That makes them stronger. That, in essence, is pushing them back down. And here's Grandmother Moon trying to heal you, trying to be like, picture her as a magnet, pulling all that stuff to the surface so it can be released. So if you need to spend a day or 2 or 3 in bed or crying, feel the emotions. Feeling your emotions won't kill you. not feeling your emotions well. So I know it's not an easy thing, but feeling the emotions, like I was just telling someone today about, rather than fighting your inner demons, fighting your fears, invite them in for tea. Because when you do, again, it's kind of that namaste. It's affirming that you live in a friendly universe rather than a hostile one. It's recognizing the oneness of all life, of all energy, and that nothing happens by accident, and everything is an opportunity for growth. And so when you look at your fears, if you can face your fears, you can handle them. Because your fears, your doubts, all of those things, those emotions, it feels like you're drowning in them as if they're bigger than you, but they're inside of you. You are bigger than them, and they are meant to flow. And if you allow them to flow, if you feel them, cry, scream, whatever you have to do to feel them, they're gone. And then, like that stillness that you experience after a thunderstorm, winds and rain and lightning and everything blowing out of control, and then it stops and it's like, and you feel that cleansing, you feel that quietness, that stillness when the storms stop. That's who you are. And you are more powerful, you are stronger, bigger than any emotions, any doubts, any fears that you could possibly come up with. So tonight, with the full moon, if you have the opportunity, just sit, connect with Grandmother Moon, and ask her to hold you in her light as she pulls those things, purges those toxins from you, just like when you have the flu or something and those toxins are sweating out of you and coming up, and you're feeling like you're gonna die, or you're sick, you're sensitive, you're hot, you're cold, all of those things. That is part of the healing process when you're going through a physical illness. When you're going through an emotional illness, it's the same process. So don't beat yourself up for feeling what you feel. It is part of the process. It's part of the healing. What am I trying to say? And feel free to use that prayer I said at the end. Thank you for taking from me that which separates me from my divine light. I learned that from Sandra Ingerman. And so remember, loving yourself is the solution to everything. When you love yourself, you recognize yourself connected with all living things, with Creator. And then what can stand against you? There is nothing to stand against you, because we're all one. That is how powerful you are. So let yourself cry. Let the storm rage until it blows itself out. Be the eye of the storm. That is who you are. Let the storm rage. Scream, yell. Go under the woods and just yell at the top of your lungs. Cry your eyes out. Think about how good you feel after a really good cry. You feel empty. There's nothing left. There's like you have nothing left to give. That's that state of surrendering, because You are the center point, that stillness, divine joy and love at the center of all things. So ask Grandmother Moon to take from you all those things that no longer serve you, that don't add to your remembrance of the divine light that you are. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But just know that there is nothing wrong with you, that you are a child of the divine. You are the divine. And you deserve everything. You are worthy of whatever you desire. And when you love yourself, when you are in alignment, there is nothing that can take you down, because everything becomes a stepping stone rather than something to take you out. There's this wonderful story that I love about the Buddha. I might have told it before, but it said that the Buddha sat under the Bodai Tree, right? And after spending years of contemplation, years of doing all these different practices that all these other monks and holy people were doing, he finally sat down. None of those were working. And he said, I am going to sit here under this tree until I'm either enlightened or dead. And so he sat there, and he sat there, and he sat there. And as he sat there, he got more and more in touch with that divine light within him. And it began to radiate out from him. And it became so strong that all the demons in hell, and I don't believe in hell or demons, but for the sake of the story, all the demons in hell were afraid, because they could see how powerful he was becoming and how much he would change the world just by being in it, by shining this light. And so all the demons came together and they launched barrage after barrage of arrows and spears and flaming stones, and everything they had they threw at the Buddha to try to kill him, to try to annihilate him. But because the Buddha had realized his divine nature and radiated that light outward, creating that bubble of light and love around him, every time an arrow hit that light, every time a stone entered his field of energy, it turned into a flower and showered at his feet. There was nothing anyone could do to harm him, because everything that came at him was transmuted and transformed into something beautiful. So remember that when things are coming at you, when people are coming at you, or whatever is coming at you, be like the Buddha. Picture yourself surrounded in that light, and as these barbs and thoughts and accusations and whatever else, judgments are coming at you, allow them to hit your field of energy and turn into flowers that shower at your feet, because no one can harm you. You are a sovereign being, and everything becomes an opportunity, becomes a stepping stone to your greater expression of that divine nature within you. So, oof that. So that is it for this evening, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. If it was, I hope you will join me again next week, same time, same place, here on my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. I will upload this to my YouTube channel, and you can watch it there, along with over a year's worth of pipe ceremonies and other things. And feel free to check out my website at perchingwolfstudios.net to see what shamanic services I offer, readings and soul retrieval, fairy doctoring, and Reiki, and all kinds of good stuff. So check it out, see if any of that resonates with you, and it would be my deepest joy to be able to support you in your growth. You know, my job is to empower you to remember, to rediscover that divine connection within you. That's what I do. That is my job. And so it's a mutual benefit, because in helping you, I get to fulfill my purpose, and it brings me more joy and learning and love. So let's help each other out, mutual benefit. Let's see. And then if you weren't aware, Monday nights as well, I do another live Facebook thing where I do miniature readings with the medicine card deck, accessing the wisdom of the animal spirit guides. And like I said, that's a Monday, so that kind of gives you some guidance for the week ahead, which animals that you can call on to help you see your way through that week. And if you're local, I am going to be teaching an Introduction to Shamanic Journey class coming up in a couple weeks on June 12th at Four Sisters Holistic Remedies in Renton, their new classroom space. I think we're going to be the inaugural presentation of that space, so that'll be cool. But if you've ever wondered about shamanism, what it is, if you're being called to be one, if you're being called to the shamanic path, it's a 3-hour class, $100 for that 3 hours, and you will learn the history of shamanism, what a shaman is, the cosmic view, perspective of a shaman, all of that. And then you will actually learn how to take a shamanic journey. So I will teach you how to journey, and you will meet your power animal, your main power animal, spirit guide. And once you do that, once you learn that, everything else is available to you. It was like that was a turning point for me in my life. In fact, one of the very first things I did when I got divorced was take a shamanic journey, basically the same class that I'm teaching, and it changed everything. So if that's something that interests you, if you feel called to the shamanic path, again, check out my website to see the details on that, or you can message me here on Facebook or email me and reserve your place. Since the pandemic isn't quite over yet, we're going to probably be limiting the number of students, so check that out and pre-register with me as soon as you can to assure your place. And if you're not local, I am planning, I don't have the date set yet, but soon thereafter I will be teaching a Zoom class, the same class. So if you're not local, don't despair. Help is on the way. We will do a Zoom class on the Introduction to Shamanic Journey. So I hope you join me for that. I feel fortunate to be able to teach that kind of thing, because it is, oh my God, it is so rewarding and such a joy to see people connecting with their own guidance. That's the thing about shamanism. It's direct revelation. There's no middleman. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to ask a priest or a holy person. You have all the answers at your fingertips from your own guidance, from your own spirit guides. So join me for that if that is in the cards for you. I would love to have you there, and if you're not local, stay tuned to keep updated. I will continue to mention that on these live videos. So other than that, I think that is it. So I will go ahead and release the spirits that have so lovingly and graciously held this loving container for us to pray, to do our work, and to connect. And if you have the chance tonight, if nothing else, go look at Grandmother Moon, wherever you are, whichever time she rises, and just connect to her, feel her in your heart, and feel the unconditional love. I love Grandmother Moon. I just, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. But anyway, it is awesome. Literally awesome. So, okay, here we go. Spirits of the earth. Spirits of the air. Spirits of the fire. Spirits of the water. Spirits of the upper world. Spirits of the lower world. Compassionate spirits of the middle world. The Fae. Spirits of the land. And the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in our circles. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. All right, my friends, thank you again so much for joining me. I so appreciate you. I so appreciate your joining me here. Remember that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I hope to see you again. Feel free to share this video, invite your friends, and I will see you soon, okay? So